I've gotta tell you guys my birth story. Let me start Wednesday, membrane sweep, okay? Thursday, I'm getting contractions. Friday morning, I wake up and I'm awoken by them, okay? So they hurt. They're not bad, but they hurt and they're 7 minutes apart. They get a little bit closer and they are painful, so I go to my hospital. My hospital's 45 minutes away from my house. They check me, they monitor me. I'm only 1 centimeter, 1.5 centimeters. I'm like devastated because the contractions hurt to the point where I can't sleep. So we go home and I'm awake every 5 minutes, going into the shower, literally on my hands and knees in the bathtub, like trying to get myself into labor. I'm doing yoga, I'm doing different stretches on my yoga ball. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get a hotel by the hospital. So me, my mom, my son, and my husband are staying at that hotel. I'm laboring in the hotel. By like 7 o'clock, these contractions are becoming so bad that I'm crying. I was like, I would really be disappointed in myself if I'm 2 centimeters and it hurts this bad. So we go to the hospital and I'm like in unbearable pain. The lady's like, you don't need to sign anything. She calls, she's like, there's mama, 2 minutes apart. My husband's doing counter pressure. So they pull me into the back to check me. They literally had to wait like 2 contractions and they were like, okay, lay down real quick so we can check you. I lay down and at first she's not saying anything and I was like, I'm only 2 centimeters, watch, this is so embarrassing. I hope they don't send me home because I'm in so much pain. And she's like, you are 6 centimeters. I started crying from excitement. And the nurses are all, girl, what did you do? Because they had just seen me and I was only 1.5. I was like, I've been doing everything all day to freaking get labor going. They roll me into my room, get me hooked up to the monitor, and that morning I lost my mucus plug. I tell my nurse that I have to go to the bathroom, and when I wipe, it's my bloody show. I was a little worried, of course, so I asked her to come look, and she was like, yeah, that's your bloody show. I was like, all right, period, where's the anesthesiologist? Because I need an epidural. Y'all who go unmedicated, props to you. So I finally get the epidural, and I'm like, finally I could nap. The nurse is like, you're progressing kind of quick, but you can try and nap. Another girl comes in to check me. She was like, oh, you're still at a 6. Let's get you into a different position so we can get labor to progress, and we'll come in and break your water in like 20 minutes. So my nurse is like, okay, let me get you into a different position. I turn, and it was like a bucket of water had poured all over the place, and my water broke by itself. 20 minutes later, that other nurse comes in, and she's like, oh my gosh, your water broke by itself. That's so awesome. And then she's like, let me check you again. And from that point is when everything started going quick. She checks me. She's like, you're at an 8, but half of your cervix is still kind of there, so a few more minutes. Maybe 5 minutes pass, and the doctor who's going to deliver my baby comes in, and she's like, let me check her again. And I was complete. So they started getting the room ready. Maybe about 10 more minutes pass, and they were like teaching me how to push, and I was pushing. I was looking at the mirror, and she goes, he's kind of getting trapped behind the pelvis a little if we have to do an episiotomy. And I said, oh yeah, I know what that is. And I said no, and I pushed, and he came rushing out. I had multiple first-degree tears, and I did hemorrhage. So while they were doing that, I had my baby on my chest, and to get him to stop crying because he was trying to suck on his hand, I latched him. And during that time, probably just the hormonal surge of me hemorrhaging and him latching, I had to throw up. And then he diarrheaed all over me, and he was born at midnight. So from 8 o'clock to midnight, it went so fast.